Hi, my name is Lonte Young, and in this podcast, we talk about the things that affect your daily lives. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about stories from county. Now, in our last podcast, in our last episode, we explained the difference between county and prison and what goes on in county. But now I'm going to take it a little further, and I'm going to give you guys little stories from my time in county. Now, the first story I'm going to tell you is about my cell block. All right, my cell block, we had pretty much two pod bosses. One is for the blacks, the other is for the others. We called them the others because there was Mexicans, Asians, and just other people than black. And we had one Samoan guy over there. He decided to run with the others and not with the black people, but it is what it is. Now, the cool thing about my pod, my cell, there were 60 people in there. All right, that's not the cool part. There's 60 people in there, but the pod bosses, they were cool with each other. It was a little small Asian guy. Okay, he had some years on him. I know he was a gangbanger. I know he had a couple murders on him. He seemed like a real cool guy. I mean, oftentimes they all do, but step out of line and they'll show you exactly who they are. Now, my pod boss, the black guy, shit, man. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna front or anything. This nigga put fear into me when I first saw him. He's like 7 feet tall, just 400 pounds of pure muscle. I swear to God. I swear on everything. He looked like the Black Hulk. He was stupid strong. I mean, I didn't even know they made people like this. I was like, God damn, like, holy damn. You know, it was crazy. And my first thought, my first instinct was, shut the fuck up when you go in here. Like, you don't say nothing, don't do nothing. Because if this guy does not like you, then that's it. Your life is over. Like, there's nothing you can do. Right? I ain't got no gun on me. I ain't got no knife. I'm lunch. I'm like a little snack to this guy. So I was like, man, I ain't even gonna lie. Anything he wanted to do, he can do. There's nothing I can do. But luckily, he was cool. He was a real cool guy. He was easygoing. Right? He didn't make it hard for me or really anybody else, but he was real cool. Now, luckily, I got lucky. Right? I was on the top floor, and then there's the bottom floor. Okay, and opposite from us, there's a wall, a glass wall. And behind that glass wall was just the command center for that pod. It was a bunch of officers, and they control everything right there. They're like, open up door or whatever, right? Open up that door. We had a day room. We go in the day room. There's like a little TV right there. Over there was bathrooms, right? Just toilets lined up. Now, this I knew not to fuck with my pod boss. There was one day that was happening that went by, and the two bosses, they're fucking around with each other. Now, it's funny to see. I didn't laugh, and if I did, I laughed to myself, definitely. A little short Asian guy, shorter than me, the pod boss, covered in tattoos, straight Japanese, and he's probably like 5 foot tall. Now, this Black Hulk motherfucker, he's like 7.5 feet tall, easily towering over him. Now, I see him messing around a lot. There's one time he put him up against the gate, like, oh, where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? What you gonna do? And you grab the gate, right? And the little pod boss was like, man, come on, let me go, man. Stop fucking around. And he's like, nah, what are you gonna do? Where you gonna go? So he got him, like, pinned up to that gate, the metal gate, okay, bars. These are metal bars, thick as fuck. And he takes it, and he shakes it real hard. And the whole thing just vibrates. Just vibrates, right? And I was like, oh, shit, I mean, that's pretty dope. That's dope how you did that. Like, that's my thought. Later on that day, towards the night, I get the random idea. Like, man, I'm going to try to shake this shit. I'm going to try to, I thought cool. I'm going to walk by and I'm going to grab it. I'm going to just, with all my might, just shake it. Man, I grabbed that bar. I put my whole body into it. It didn't move not a centimeter, not an inch. And it was right then and there. And I was like, oh, this nigga is not to be messed with. This is a real strong ass, stupid strong nigga. Like, I'm not I ain't saying shit to this nigga at all. He tells me, hey, get the fuck up. That's my bed. I'm like, yeah, the whole bed is yours, man. I'll go find me a corner. It's cool. Can I get a blanket? You know what I mean? I ain't going to argue with this nigga at all. At all. Like, all my snacks and food, that's his. It's cool. I'll eat next week. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't with it. That was that. And another cool thing was they fucked around a lot, right? They had fun. Now, I wasn't really into the gambling. I didn't gamble. I played Uno with some of them, right? That was pretty cool. I played Uno. But what was funny was during lunchtime, sometimes during lunch, they'll come by, brown sack bag, or you come pick it up, and sometimes there'll be a bag of carrots. Nobody ate the carrots. Instead, they all kept that bag of carrots. Sometimes they kept it for a couple days. So some niggas had a few bags of carrots. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, fuck these niggas keeping carrots for? For what reason? I'm going to tell you. They would lob it at each other. I mean, hard as hell. And I was had the top bunk, right? The bottom bunk was, like, privileged. Like, people who've been there for a while, right? Like, I got the bottom bunk. Easy to get up. You got a lot of storage underneath. You even got the top. Put shit in. All right, there's a lot of advantages to having the bottom bunk. I seen some old niggas. They were on the top bunk, struggling to get up on the top. And you'll see them like, damn, why don't they just give that old 60, 70-year-old man the bottom bunk? But that's politics. Get your ass on the top. You know what I mean? That's just how that goes. So I'm on the top bunk. I'm sitting now. I always had the philosophy to keep my back to the gate. Right? Keep my back to the gate. Keep my back to a wall. So everything that's going to come at me forward. That's just the way I thought. To keep myself out of trouble, I was like, man, I'm going to read some books. So that's what I did. I passed time. I read books. I slept. I tried to sleep during the day and be up during the night. Now, what's crazy about that is you don't know what time it is in there. They'll cut on the lights and cut off the lights at random times. There's no clocks. That was part of the punishment, right? Being in jail. You have no concept of time. There's no windows really in there. You're just inside cement, walls, and bars. That's it. And I found out, now we were getting up at like 3, 4 in the morning. Go eat breakfast. We'll eat lunch a couple hours later. We'll have dinner by like 2, 3 in the afternoon. Right? So it just fucks you up. You're not used to eating like that. Because now you got hours to go by. You don't know what time it is. You don't know at all at what time it is. And that just fucks you up mentally. But once you get past that, I mean, it's cool. But some people, they couldn't handle that. They couldn't handle not knowing. You lose all concept of time around you. And I think that was a hard part of jail. But back to my original story with the carrots. So I'm sitting on the top bunk. And I remember I was looking at my book. I'm reading my book. And I see a bag of carrots fly by. And it wasn't like a soft flyby. It was like, whoop. I was like, what the fuck? Bag of carrots. And I look up at this point. I'm looking around. Ain't nobody look like they just threw a bag of carrots. They all doing other things. They talking to each other. So I'm like, all right, I'm about to peep real quick. So I'm just kicked back. And I got my book propped up now. But really, I'm not really looking at the book. I'm looking around. See what's going on. I see somebody stand up from the bottom bunk. They're in a group of 4, right? 2 bunks next to each other, 2 on 2. One guy just stands up, turns around, and just throws a bag of carrots hard as he could to nail somebody. Boom. Side of the head. He turns around and he's like, what the fuck? Again, everybody is just chilling. Now, I'm not about to snitch. This nigga looked at me one time and was like, he gave me that look like, I know you saw who did it. Shit, I laughed. I said, huh. And I looked right back down to my book. That's it. That's what you got to do. Right? Some people in that situation, you're not used to or not knowing how to handle that. 'Cause it's real quick. They'll be like, oh, don't look at me. It wasn't me. It was, start pointing. It was that guy. Ah, shit. Now you just got yourself in trouble. Luckily, nobody did that. But that was cool, man. They'll be throwing carrots back and forth. It'd be a full-out war, and they're all used to it, I guess. I'm new up in here. So I'm witnesses for the first time. This shit that you don't hear about, in movies and people talking about it. This stupid shit like that. Sometimes they do have fun in there, right? So that was cool. Now I'm gonna get on to some serious stories. I'm gonna tell you this one story, and it's a fucked up story, and it's sad that it happened, but it happened, and let's get into it. There was this guy, black guy, quiet, kept to himself. But the thing was, he was stinky, he was smelly. And not that he wasn't taking showers, he didn't have the commissary, he didn't have the money to get deodorant to stay fresh. So he got picked on. He got picked on bad, and it wasn't like bullying. It was like on the verge of like, this guy's about to get it. He's about to get fucked up for smelling. And he was smart about it though. I gotta give it to him. He was smart. He didn't respond. He didn't say shit. He just took it. Right? Didn't say anything. Stayed out of everybody's way. Even when like a group of niggas came up to him, and they're like, yep. Now I'm watching this. It's like 2 bunks away from me. I'm watching this, and I can't help but to think. Shit, I'm next. Cause I didn't have no money. I was in there, no money, and that's a fucked up feeling because I'm watching this nigga get picked on big time. I mean, it was pretty bad. And I didn't have no deodorant either. I didn't have no baby powder. I didn't have shit to keep myself fresh. I'm thinking like, what am I about to do? So I had to peep game real quick. I had to watch this shit, right? I try to keep myself from getting sweaty, from doing things like staying under covers or sleeping. You sweat and you sleep. So I try not to do that. I try to prolong that shit, right? What ended up happening was we had to go to court. So certain people had to go to court on certain days. Depends on the judge, depends on your case. But you get transferred through a bus. You're chained up to different people. Whoop-de-whoop. And what's crazy is you walk these tunnels underneath the fucking courthouse and shit like that. You're underneath the courthouse waiting to be called up to your next. And you never know, and it's fucking even nastier than the cells. Right? Got that nasty ass toilet. One fucking roll in there. 20 to 25 niggas sitting in a cramped ass room. Fucked up situation. Someplace you just don't want to be at. Right? And everybody's always angry. Just got this angry guy looking at that angry guy. So it's very easy for shit to pop off. And again, don't think these officers are about to save you, because they're not. They're not there for you at all. And damn, just one sec. Damn, I had to go off camera real quick. Got hit with this bad cough. Damn, my apologies. But back to the story. Right, these officers, they're not there for you. Alright, so don't think screaming out is going to help you, because sometimes that shit makes it worse, and they let it ride. Alright, they'll let it ride. But I end up being in the room with this stinky motherfucker. This guy was smelly. Yeah, and I was sitting across the room. And he's sitting on just one cement bench. And I was sitting on the floor by the door. Yeah, everybody in there, they got to find a spot. Get in where you fit in. And everybody around him, they just started picking up one by one. Started gaining up on his name. To the point where it had a few people stand up. Start approaching him. All right, everybody's itching to fight. Everybody's itching to do something, because it's boring as fuck in there. And again, everybody's angry. Any little thing can make someone pop. And you don't know these people at all. You don't know why they're in there. Try not to ask why they're in there. 1, people lied. 2, shit, they might just tell you the truth. I'm like, man, I'm in here for murder. I'm in here for whoop. And now you got that on your mind. Like, damn, I ain't in here for murder or that. I mean, I'm in here for embezzlement, some stupid shit, stealing money, stealing. This nigga about to beat my ass. I ain't no fighter, kind of shit. You know what I mean? That's not me. But I knew better. So I didn't do any of that. I listened. I'm a very good listener. I'm very good at observing. And that's what I did in this situation. Listen and observed. Now, what I saw happening before all of this really popped off was the black people, the people I claimed to be with, they were sharing shit with each other. They were giving people shit. You're like, oh, you new here? Now, how that worked was like, oh, you game bang? They asked you all these questions when you first come in. I was like, nah, I don't game bang. Nah, I don't do this. Nah, I'm pretty much a nobody. I'm a nobody. Don't worry about me. And that's exactly what they did. They didn't worry about me at all. But the game bangers, they all got together, right? the fighters, the murderers, all of them, they all got together. All the tough guys that want to be tough. They got into some shit, obviously, but they were always together. And I saw them pass shit back and forth with each other. So that gave me the idea. I need to get in where I fit in. So they're picking on this guy. Now I get into it. I be real slick with the comments. I kind of start coming out some kind of way. Now, I'm not proud of this. I'm not. But I had an objective. Okay. And it did work. Because I'm going in with this guy. I start laughing with the guy next to me. I'm like, look at this nigga with the whoop. With the whoop. Excuse my language too. But I was like, you know, coming off with the other guys. Bullying, picking on. And when we got back to county jail, I hit up the same people I was laughing with. Just like, man, can't believe old boy over here, old smelly ass, all, you know, you need to take a shower and you ain't got no money with the whoop. And I just slip it in there real slick like. I was like, hey, man, you know, by chance, you know, I got a bunch of cookies. Now, my goal was I was going to save up all the little snacks that we got. Right, because every little lunch bag and shit comes with a little snack, either cookies, or orange, or apple, along with the sandwich. I saved all the cookies. People in there, they love the cookies. They loved them. So what I did, I stashed them underneath my pillow, all slick like. And when I go to sleep, I put my hand under my pillow and cover the cookies, the pile of cookies. They had like probably like 20 packs of cookies, double packs. It was like 2 cookies in a pack. I had like 20 of them. All right. I put my hand over them underneath my pillow, and I'll go to sleep like that. So I wouldn't move around and make a lot of noise and little paper wrapping. Try to hold on to it. And also that was the confirmation that I was still there. Nobody was really watching me put these cookies underneath my pillow because people will steal. And the important thing about county and jail, shit can really get real for stealing. That's one thing that will get your ass beat real quick, is stealing. It doesn't matter if it was an apple, a fucking piece of paper. If you take something from someone else, now you labeled as a thief. And I've seen people get down over that, okay? So if that happened to me, I had to, no choice. Otherwise, then everybody looking at me like, oh, he's easy to come up off of. He ain't gonna do anything. And that's what gets you really picked on. Shit starts coming up missing. Luckily, that never happened to me. I never got put in that position. But, so I told this guy, I said, hey, I got a gang of cookies, man. You mind if I trade you like half the packs of cookies? I give you like 10 cookies, 10 packs of cookies. Can I get a deodorant? He's like, man, don't worry about it. Give me an extra deodorant. Give me a bar of soap. You know, just shoot something my way. So I came back with a couple packs of cookies. I didn't really eat the apples and oranges in there either. Sometimes I did, but I was like, yeah, I'm trying to say shit. People be touching it. I shot it over to him too. Just one time, you know, gave him an orange. Like, hey, bro, you want this? He's like, yeah, man. So it was a good relationship I built. But it's only because I had to get in what I fit in. And I had to pick on this nigga too. It was real bad. Real bad. This last story I'm about to share with you. It's real crazy. Right? I talked about the wristbands. Right? The blue, the white, the orange, the red. Now, in this story, I'm going to talk about the red wristband. All right, what that is and what happens when you get labeled red. You get labeled a threat. You get moved to a different cell block. All right, that's one thing. You get moved to a cell block with other people who got the same wristbands or equivalent orange or red. Okay, I had a couple orange people in my cell block, but not too many. Not too many. No reds for sure. Well, there's one time I went to the courthouse. Right, so back in that room, I found out that when you travel, when you go somewhere outside the jail, the people with the red wristbands, they chain them up, right? We sitting all in there, free to move around, free to do things that we want to do inside that room. Now the red wristband, they can't do that. They got their arms behind their back, handcuffed. They got a chain around their waist and their ankles chained up. Now you think about that. You think that he's gonna be doing anything while he's like that? Right? Because they're known for popping off, right? That's why they got the red wristband. They're a threat. They don't take no bullshit. They quit the act. They got that red for a reason. Now you gotta sit there with all these people chained up. Right? Anything can happen to you. It's not a good look at all. So you gotta think twice before you go and pull the crimes that you're doing. Do the things that are gonna land you in that position. That's a position you don't want to be in at all. My name is Lonte Young. This is my episode on stories from county. You guys go and drop a like, a comment. Let me know what you think, your experiences. And once again, I'll see you guys in the next episode.